You stay hard.
80 Drew here, Black College Sports Network. Joining us here on the BCSN is head coach Mo Williams, Alabama State University head coach Mo Williams. First of all, coach, how's it going? How's the family? How's everybody doing? Especially in this COVID-19 society that we're living in right now.
Hey, we just on the grill every day. On the grill every day. That's it. Hanging out, family time. But, most importantly, since, the job came about, it's been a lot on my plate. So we just been working, obviously recruiting, obviously getting everything settled. Obviously the coaches, getting my assistant coaches hired. And, it's a process. So we just been busy.
How does it sound, head coach Mo Williams? How does that sound to you, coach?
Oh, I love it, man. I mean, I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm motivated. I mean, it's almost like, when I was a freshman at Alabama, that excitement, a rookie in the NBA, that excitement when I first took the Division I job here as an assistant, that excitement, but head coach, that's a different excitement because it was a goal I set for and I achieved it. Now, the process begins.
One thing that I've always said is I've got experience coaching ball, coaching on the collegiate level, coaching on the high school level. What I've always said is the hardest move that you ever make are the 24 inches from chair 2 to chair 1 on that bench. What do you think is going to be one of your biggest challenges going from an assistant coach just to a head coach in general?
Well, the basketball part, I'm saying easy, but I'm just using that as a barometer for everything else that comes with being a head coach. You have to know everything that's going on in your program. You actually run your program. You got to know the ins and outs of everything, everything off the court. You have to be in tune with your players. And the most important thing as a head coach, you have to fight a say so on the kids that you bring in. So you can actually bring the kids that fit your culture. It's just a different ball game. I think, from an assistant standpoint, you assist the head coach. And from a head coach standpoint of view, obviously you get all the credit, but at the same time, when things don't go as smooth as viewers may like, you're going to get that all that criticism also. So I'm prepared for that. Hey, it's been a part of my life and my career, as far as criticizing this or criticizing that. So I'm up for the challenge. I always took the approach that I was an underdog type player and person, and always got to prove people wrong, and I still have that attitude today.
Coach Mo Williams, Alabama State Hornets, new head basketball coach. And we're going to kind of take things in reverse chronological order right now. You just spent the last 2 years at Cal State Northridge as an assistant coach under your former college coach, Mark Godfrey. Cal State Northridge, not known as one of the bigger programs, not a Power 5 program. What do you think that you could bring from a smaller Division I program out there in California that's going to help you transition to Southwest Athletic?
Well, I think that helped the transition easier. You know, understanding how those type of institutions function. You know, and how and what they need to function. I didn't come from a Power Five situation where their budget is so huge and you don't have to worry about this, and you're flying private and you're doing all these type of things. The way we travel here in Northridge, the way we go play games in Northridge, as far as like guaranteed games, so we have to raise money. We had to do the same thing here. So all those things I'm familiar with. So I think that transition actually helped me more so than not.
And prior to you becoming a coach at Cal State Northridge, 13-year NBA career, and I'm going down the list: Utah Jazz, Milwaukee Bucks, Cleveland Cavaliers twice, Los Angeles Clippers, actually Utah Jazz twice, Portland Trail Blazers, Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Charlotte Hornets. Before we get to the championship and everything that you won in Cleveland, of those stops that you made in the NBA, what was the one that kind of stuck out to you throughout your career? What was your most memorable stop?
You know, I can get into a few of those. All my experience I learned from, but the one that really shaped my career was my rookie year playing in Utah for Jerry Sloan. He really changed my life. He gave me structure. He gave me a balance and he showed me how to be a pro my rookie year. I love Jerry Sloan to death. After that I had some experience, but I would say my rookie year was the experience with itself. I was in Utah and I had an amazing time. Coach believed in me. Jerry Sloan, Phil Johnson was assistant on that staff. I remember my rookie year just like it's yesterday. They did a lot for me. They put me in a position to be successful. I owe them a lot.
All right. Of course, everybody knows you were on the championship team, the team that came from the 3-1 deficit versus the Golden State Warriors 2016 team. Just first of all, just talk about that championship run, and then the ins and outs, overcoming that grind from that 3-1 deficit that you guys were able to beat the team that set the record for the most wins in the regular season. Just kind of give some insight on that.
First off, it was we down 3-1, and people know, but just a reminder that season Golden State hasn't lost 2 games in a row all year. Start from the first game. If they lose a game, they're not losing the next game. They was that good. So down 3-1, and it's never happened ever in NBA history. Well, chances are it's probably not going to happen this year either, because Golden State is
especially in the finals.
So, we go into Game 5, which was on the road at Golden State, down 3-1. They got a chance to close us out, and we go in there and get a win. And we're flying home, and we're on the plane. All we're saying to ourselves is they're not celebrating on our court, because the previous year before I came back, Golden State won, and they won on our court in Cleveland. So that was our motivation. So we pull out Game 6, and we go into Game 7. It's 3-3 now, going to Game 7. You know what? In Game 7, our motivation, anything can happen in Game 7. Anything. So we go to Game 7, pull off the unthinkable, the impossible. That experience was amazing. So we're going to just a little tad bit with that. We're going into Game 7, and the whole flight, while we up there to shoot around the next day, all we're doing is we're visioning and we're speaking it into existence what we're going to do in the parade. We're already saying we're going to win it. Like that's the psyche. We never
have your outfit picked out for the parade.
That's where when you see guys like JR in the parade, where the biggest thing, he never had a shirt on. That started because we was just joking around, like, man, when we win, man, I'm not wearing a shirt all day. Like, it just became jokes, and we actually won. And guys was like, well, I said I was gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it. It was amazing. We win the unthinkable 3-1. We come back, and the parade the next day is 1.2 5 million people downtown Cleveland for the parade. That was amazing. I mean, it's a memory that'll stick with me for the rest of my
A
life.
little bit, but I kind of want to go down your timeline a little bit. Before you joined the league, you played basketball at the University of Alabama under your guy who you just got finished working for, Mark Godfrey. Talk about your experience in Alabama. Talk about getting recruited by Mark Godfrey in Alabama.
Well, first off, I have to I have to say Mark has been an integral part of my life. Being a high school kid, he coming into my house recruiting me since I was in the 9th grade, and I decided to go to University of Alabama going into my junior year, and he's been an integral part of my life. He said what he was going to do. He put his vision out for me. He knew what I wanted to accomplish, and he got that accomplished. Did the things he was going to do when I was at Alabama. He put me in a position to be successful, and then he paid it forward. Again, obviously when I wanted to get into coaching, and he was the one that reached out to me and said, "Hey man, you ever think about getting into college coaching?" I said, "Well, it's been a thought." He said, "Man, it'll be great. I think you'll be a great head coach, and you come out here with me, and we'll fast track you. We'll put you in position so you can learn everything. So if you get that opportunity, you're ready." And he did that. He did exactly that. I got up out in Dallas at the time and moved out here to LA and spent 2 years with him. And those 2 years was to prepare me for this opportunity. So I owe him a lot. Obviously, he's put me in position for the last, 18, 20, damn near 20 years, far as when I left college, put me in position to be successful now. When I was done and getting into coaching, he put me in a position to have longevity in this business. So I'm extremely grateful for Mark. He's been great for me in my life. He's a mentor of mine. Overall great guy. Taught me the ins and outs, the do's and the don'ts. Because nobody's perfect, and obviously we know, some of his downfalls. But those conversations are had between us. Say, hey man, don't make these mistakes. I made this mistake at this time. So when you're learning things, you learn from the good and the bad, so you can prepare yourself when you do get in those situations where you understand that someone handled this way, and they give you the tools to handle it a different way. Even though they might have handled it the wrong way the first time, they understand.
Right. And you played high school ball at is it Murrah or Murrah High School? How do you pronounce
It's pronounced Murrah.
Murrah High School in Jackson, Mississippi. First of all, Jackson, Mississippi, 2 HBCUs there in that time. You've got Jackson State, you've got Tougaloo. So, coming from high school ball for Murrah, you've seen a lot of SWAC ball, you've seen some GCAC ball coming up. Now, it's time for me to switch it over to Mo Williams, the coach. If Mo Williams the coach could go back and recruit Mo Williams, the player, what are you going to tell Mo Williams, the player? Why are you going to tell him to come play for you at Alabama State University?
Well, it's just recruiting, man. It won't be a better place. Obviously, what I can do for you is unmatched. You can put my staff up against any staff in the country. You can do all that. So there's just me recruiting you now. I can get you where you need to go. First of all, you're going to graduate. That's the only goal that I have. Everything else is up to you.
All right. you're coming from a basically Group of 5 school out there in Cal State Northridge. You're coming into the Southwest Athletic Conference. What type of transition do you think that's going to be coming from California, where the culture is totally different, kids are totally different, coming into the Deep South, traditional Southwest Athletic Conference, probably the power conference of the HBCUs? What type of transition is that going to be for you, Coach?
It won't be a hard transition at all. It's home. I'm comfortable. I mean, I'm more comfortable there than here. So I foresee that being no issue at all.
And you say there because you're still in California as of right now. You have not made the transition to Montgomery, Alabama.
Correct.
As we go on, you know, a lot of things are different from how you played college ball. You know, HBCU, lot of bus travel. Travel's different. Facilities are different. Just give me your thoughts on that. As far as differences and how you have an excellent program despite those differences.
Well, it's no different. I mean, we was in the same position here. We bust all our games. I mean, we didn't fly. It's the same. Non-conference, we flew the games that we had to fly to, but 75% of our games we drove. We was on the bus. So those things are the same thing that I'm coming from. There's no different.
All right. Are you looking forward to the atmosphere? HBCU has a totally different atmosphere than.
I grew up in the SWAC, man. I grew up in the SWAC. You know, my whole family is SWAC. So I grew up as a kid going to SWAC games, football, basketball, baseball, all that. You know, that's just what I grew up around. I remember my freshman year at Alabama, and you know, Alabama football is Alabama football. I mean, we had Alabama. I can't remember exactly who we had the home game against, but shoot, I got up and drove down to Jackson, Mississippi with the homecoming, and didn't go to Alabama football game. So that should tell you something. You know, it wasn't out my system yet. You know, so
I got you. Speaking of, obviously, when you played, the big rival was Auburn, Alabama-Auburn. Now you've got Alabama A&M as your top rivalry. Are you looking forward to that rivalry for the bragging rights in the state of Alabama, and it's a conference game just like Alabama-Auburn was?
Absolutely. I mean, you inherit hate, and I'm okay with that. That's just like when I went to the University of Alabama, I automatically hated Auburn. You know, me and Cam Newton are pretty good friends, and every time we talk to each other and see each other, I mess with him, you know, and he mess with me, you know, so we go back and forth. Oh, it's all fun, but it's a competitive rivalry. You know, I don't know anybody personally over there, so I don't hate them personally, but they got A&M on their chest and on their back, or even in their vicinity. We don't hate them. We don't get along.
At least for 40 minutes.
There you go.
Right. Now, you got a couple other HBCUs right up the road from you. You got Miles, you got Tuskegee. Any thoughts on those teams right there in your backyard? Because you're recruiting against those three teams that I just mentioned: Alabama A&M, Miles, and Tuskegee.
Yeah, we're recruiting against those schools, and you know, obviously, you know, we want to be the best version of us. You know, we're really not concerned about too many other people, because we know if we are good, we are ready, we are prepared. It doesn't matter who we play, and it doesn't matter who we play. The outcome is to win. That's the only goal. You know, it's magnified a little bit if it's a A&M or if it's a Tuskegee, it's a Miles, because you know what? They're close by. You want to be the best team in your area, and that helps your recruiting. So a lot of factors go into that to beat those programs, because, you know, when you want a player, you want to be the best option for that player. So it's important that we take care of business at home.
I have in me the ability to make you a better you. So if you work hard, focus, stay on point, you can do anything. Trust me.
We made this track to tell everybody they can follow their dreams.
For my my people that don't get to see me. Trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we about to blow across the world just like a day that's breezy. This motivation for the people and this classic Bible teaching say, make this for my people that don't get to see me. Trying to remind you who you are, just like in Romans 3. See, we about to blow across the world just like a day that's breezy. This motivation for the people and this classic Bible teachings. Hey, 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 hey. Motivation.
Obviously, you've got NBA experience. We know that's going to be one of your selling points to your recruits. But you can't do it by yourself, despite all the NBA experience, despite the championship rings. What? Not to give. I don't want you to give out any names, but what are you looking for as far as your assistants? Or what type of personalities or character traits are you looking for as you start hiring your assistants?
Well, for one, a veteran coach, that's been a head coach, that's been doing his thing for over 30 years. That's a guy that I want right next to me as my number two. And then obviously, the rest of my staff, I want to find, some young, hungry, intelligent, future head coaches. Someone that's going to work their ass off and come in here and put their head down and get the job done.
And we're talking with Alabama State University newest head coach, Mo Williams. Now, we're going to get you out of here on these last couple of questions. You're coming in following a long line of tradition of Alabama State coaches. Coach Jackson had been there for 15 years. Prior coach before Jackson had been there for many years. And they had Alabama State roots, Alabama State ties. You're coming in basically as an outsider. Kind of elaborate and talk about that, and talk about the changes in philosophy that you're going to have to not only sell to the people internally, but to the alumni, because you're not an Alabama State grad. We know you, we love you, but you're not an Alabama State grad. So kind of talk about that.
Well, for me, it's just your body of work. It makes who you are. For me, I'm just coming in and just proving. I go back to what I told you. I like people to criticize or doubt me. That motivates me. Obviously, I understand all the parameters of the decision, bringing someone in like myself that obviously not the traditional hire that they have done in the past, but that's the whole goal. Think outside the box. Our goal is to be very, very successful, and I put a staff in place. Obviously, my motivation to be great. I think we'll get all those things accomplished. Everybody's on the same page.
All right. Normally, this is the time when I usually allow coaches or our guests to talk their school up, tell the website, tell where they can send the donations, where they can send the check, because every school needs a check. I don't care what it is, but I'm not gonna put you on the spot yet, because I'm not 100% sure that you know it. So I'm gonna do it for you. If you want to follow the Alabama State Hornets and their basketball program and any of their sports, you can go to BamaStateSports.com, and they have the information on how you can make your donations. Just the roster, anything. If you're trying to get your child recruited, they have the recruiting form. Everything is right there for you. That's BamaStateSports.com. So I got that out the way for you, Coach, because I wasn't do it yet. But before I officially get you out there, is there anything else that you want to bring out, that you want to say to the alumni, to the donors, to the fans, to the recruits?
I will say this, I'm extremely excited. It will be great. We have full support of everybody. Everybody has a goal to be great. To recruits, you want to find a better staff. Obviously, you got a young coach and myself that's motivated. So I'm looking for guys that has a like mind, that want to get things accomplished.
All right. and Coach Williams, hopefully some point in time we actually get to be in house at the same time.
Absolutely.
When we can see each other face to face and cover a game for Alabama State this upcoming year.
Okay. All right. Last, I want to leave you with this.
Go ahead, Mo.
Go Hornets.
Now I'll go teach it. Now, full disclosure, I'm a Tuskegee University grad.
Okay.
But I know how it goes. All my Tuskegee alumni, forgive me, but it's AS, 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 U.
There you go. AS, 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 U.
Right. That'll be the last time you ever see me do that on camera, Tuskegee.
Hopefully, hey, we got this recorded. We're going to put this on YouTube.
Hey, 364 days a year. Love Bama State. Just can't deal with y'all the first Saturday of September. That I got you covered, man.
I got you.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you taking time out and talking to us this morning.
Appreciate you.
But my beat stay